friends. I hope that you all are having a great day. Yesterday we read the first half of chapter 17, and today we are going to finish that up. So in my book, I'm on page 274, and we are going to read until page 282. We're about a third of the way down the page. With some spare change from the Aries backpack, we took the bus into West Hollywood. I showed the driver the Underworld address slip I'd taken from Auntie M's Garden Gnome Emporium, but he never heard of DOA recording studios. "You remind me of somebody I saw on TV," he told me. "You a child actor or something?" I'm a stunt double for a lot of child actors." "Oh, that explains it." We thanked him and got off quickly at the next stop. We wandered for miles on foot looking for DOA. Nobody seemed to know where it was. It didn't appear in the phone book. Twice we ducked into alleys to avoid cop cars. I froze in front of an appliance store window because the television was playing an interview with somebody who looked very familiar. My stepdad, Smelly Gabe. He was talking to Barbara Walters. I mean, as if he were some kind of huge celebrity. She was interviewing him in our apartment in the middle of a poker game, and there was a young blonde lady sitting next to him, patting his hand. A fake tear glistened on his cheek. He was saying, "Honest, Miss Walters, if it wasn't for Sugar here, my grief counselor, I'd be a wreck. My stepson took everything I cared about. My wife, my Camaro. I'm sorry. I have trouble talking about it." There you have it, America. Barbara Walters turned to the camera. A man torn apart, an adolescent boy with serious issues. "Let me show you again the last known photo of this troubled young fugitive, taken a week ago in Denver." The screen cut to a grainy shot of me, Annabeth and Grover, standing outside the Colorado Diner, talking to Aries. "Who are the other children in this photo?" Barbara Walters asked dramatically. "Who is the man with them? Is Percy Jackson a delinquent, a terrorist, or perhaps the brainwashed victim of a frightening new cult?" When we come back, we chat with a leading child psychologist. Stay tuned, America. "Come on," Grover told me. He hauled me away before I could punch a hole in the appliance store window. It got dark, and hungry-looking characters started coming out on the streets to play. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a New Yorker. I don't scare easily. But LA had a totally different feel from New York. Back home, everything seemed close. It didn't matter how big the city was. You could get anywhere without getting lost. The street pattern in the subway made sense. There was a system to how things worked. A kid could be safe as long as he wasn't stupid. LA wasn't like that. It was spread out, chaotic, hard to move around. It reminded me of Aries. It wasn't enough for LA to be big. It had to prove it was big by being loud and strange and difficult to navigate to. I didn't know how we were ever going to find the entrance to the underworld by tomorrow, the summer solstice. We walked past gangmakers, bums, and street hawkers who looked at us like they were trying to figure if we were worth the trouble of mugging. As we hurried past the entrance of an alley, a voice from the darkness said, "Hey, you!" Like an idiot, I stopped. Before I knew it, we were surrounded. A gang of kids had circled us. 6 of them. White kids with expensive clothes and mean faces. Like the kids at Yancey Academy. Rich brats playing at being bad boys. Instinctively, I uncapped Riptide. When the sword appeared out of nowhere, the kids backed off. But their leader was either really stupid or really brave because he kept coming at me with a switchblade. I made the mistake of swinging. The kid yelped, but he must have been 100% mortal because the blade passed harmlessly right through his chest. He looked down. "What the?" I figured I had about 3 seconds before his shock turned to anger. "Run!" I screamed at Annabeth and Grover. We pushed 2 kids out of the way and raced down the street, not knowing where we were going. We turned a sharp corner. "There!" Annabeth shouted. Only one store on the block looked open, its windows glaring with neon. The sign above the door said something like Krusty's Water Alice. Could that mean Krusty's Waterbed Palace? Grover translated. It didn't sound like a place I'd ever go except in an emergency, but this definitely qualified. We burst through the doors, ran behind a waterbed, and ducked. A split second later, the gang kids ran past outside. I think we lost them, Grover panted. A voice behind us boomed. Lost who? We all jumped. Standing behind us was a guy who looked like a raptor in a leisure suit. He was at least 7 feet tall with absolutely no hair. He had gray leathery skin, thick lidded eyes, and a cold reptilian smile. He moved toward us slowly, but I got the feeling he could move fast if he needed to. His suit might have come from the Lotus Casino. It belonged back in the 70s, big time. The shirt was silk paisley, unbuttoned halfway down his hairless chest. The lapels on his velvet jacket were as wide as landing strips. The silver chains around his neck. I couldn't even count them. I'm crusty, he said with a tartar yellow smile. I registered the urge to say, yes, you are. Sorry to barge in, I told him. We were just, browsing. You mean hiding from those no-good kids? He grumbled. They hang around every night. I get a lot of people in here, thanks to them. Say, you want to look at a waterbed? I was about to say no thanks when he put a huge paw on my shoulder and steered me deeper into the showroom. There was every kind of waterbed you could ever imagine, different kinds of wood, different kinds of patterns and sheets, queen size, king size, Emperor of the Universe size. This is my most popular model. Krusty spread his hands proudly over a bed covered with...
Good morning, everyone, and welcome.
So sorry about that, friends. Mr. Gatliff came on with the announcements. I'm going to start again at the top of page 278. I was about to say no thanks when he put a huge paw on my shoulder, steered me deeper into the showroom. There was every kind of waterbed you can imagine, different kinds of wood, different patterns of sheets, queen size, king size, Emperor of the Universe size. This is my most popular model. Krusty spread his hands proudly over a bed covered with black satin sheets, with built-in lava lamps on the headboard. The mattress vibrated so it looked like oil-flavored Jell-O. Million hand massage, Krusty told us. Go on, try it out. Shoot, take a nap. I don't care. No business today anyway. I said, I don't think. Million hand massage, Grover cried and dove in. Oh, you guys, this is cool. Krusty said, stroking his leathery chin. Almost what? He looked at Annabeth. Do me a favor and try this one over here. Might fit. Annabeth said, but what? He patted her reassuringly on the shoulder and led her over to the Safari Deluxe model with teakwood lions carved into the frame and a leopard pattern comforter. When Annabeth didn't want to lie down, Krusty pushed her. Hey, she protested. Krusty snapped his finger. Ergo. Ropes sprang from the sides of the bed, lashing around Annabeth, holding her to the mattress. Grover tried to get up, but the ropes sprang from his black satin bed too and lashed him down. Not cool, he yelled, his voice vibrating from the million hand massage. Not cool at all. The giant looked at Annabeth, then turned toward me and grinned. Almost. I tried to step away, but his hand shot out and clamped around the back of my neck. Whoa, kid, don't worry. We'll find you one in a sec. Let my friends go. Oh, sure I will, but I got to make them fit first. What do you mean? All the beds are exactly 6 feet. See? Your friends are too short. Got to make them fit. Annabeth and Grover kept struggling. Can't stand imperfect measurements, Krusty muttered. A new set of ropes leaped out from the top and bottom of the beds, wrapping around Grover and Annabeth's ankles, then around their armpits. The rope started tightening, pulling my friends from both ends. Don't worry, Krusty told me. These are stretching jobs, maybe 3 extra inches on their spine. They might even live. Now why don't we find a bed you like, huh? Percy, Grover yelled. My mind was racing. I knew I couldn't take on this giant waterbed salesman alone. He would snap my neck before I ever got my sword out. Your real name's not Krusty, is it? I asked. The stretcher, I said. I missed a line. Legally, it's Procrustes, he admitted. The stretcher, I said. I remembered the story. The giant who tried to kill Theseus with excess hospitality on his way to Athens. Yeah, the salesman said, but who can pronounce Procrustes? Bad for business. Now, crusty, anybody can say that. You're right. It's got a good ring to it. His eyes lit up. You think so? Oh, absolutely, I said. And the workmanship on those beds? Fabulous. He grinned hugely, but his fingers didn't loosen on my neck. I tell my customers that every time. Nobody bothers to look at the workmanship. How many built-in lava lamp headboards have you seen? Not too many. That's right. Percy, Annabeth yelled. What are you doing? Don't mind her, I told Procrustes. She's impossible, the giant laughed. All my customers are. Never 6 feet exactly. So inconsiderate. And then they complain about the fitting. What do you do if they're longer than 6 feet? Oh, that happens all the time. It's a simple fix. He let go of my neck, but before I could react, he reached behind a nearby sales desk and brought out a huge double-bladed brass axe. I just center the subject as best I can and lop off whatever hangs over on either end. Ah, I said, swallowing hard. Sensible. I'm so glad to come across an intelligent customer. The ropes were really stretching my friends now. Annabeth was turning pale. Grover made gurgling sounds like a strangled goose. So, Krusty, I said, trying to keep my voice light. I glanced at the sales tag on the Valentine-shaped honeymoon special. Does this one really have dynamic stabilizers to stop wave motion? Absolutely, try it out. Yeah, maybe I will, but would it work even for a big guy like you? Guaranteed. No way. Way. Show me. He sat down eagerly on the bed, patted the mattress. No waves, see? I snapped my fingers. Ergo. The ropes lashed around Krusty and flattened him against the mattress. Hey, he yelled. Center him just right, I said. The ropes readjusted themselves at my command. Krusty's whole head stuck out the top, his feet stuck out the bottom. No, he said, wait, this is just a demo. I uncapped Riptide, a few simple adjustments. I had no qualms about what I was about to do. If Krusty were human, I couldn't hurt him in any way. If he was a monster, he deserved to turn to dust for a while. You drive a hard bargain, he told me. I'll give you 30% off on selected floor models. I'll think I'll start with the top. I raised my sword. No money down, no interest for 6 months. I swung the sword. Krusty stopped making offers. I cut the ropes off the other beds. Annabeth and Grover got to their feet, groaning, wincing, and cursing me a lot. You look taller, I said. Very funny, Annabeth said. Be faster next time. I looked at the bulletin board behind Krusty's sales desk. There was an advertisement for Hermes delivery service and another for the all-new Compendium of LA. Area Monsters, the only monstrous yellow pages you'll ever need. Under that, a bright orange flyer for DOA Recording Studios, offering commissions for hero souls. We're always looking for new talent. DOA's address was right underneath with a map. Come on, I told my friends. Give us a minute, Grover complained. We were almost stretched to death. Then you're ready for the underworld, I said. It's only a block from here. All right, guys, that is the end of chapter 17. We will read chapter 18 over the next 2 days. Go on over to Google Classroom and do your exit slip. Bye, friends.